trying to, but here it is. I don't know if I'm recording. Am I? We'll go with yes. Hopefully so. Alright, so we're going to start with the surface area of a cylinder. So find your notes where it says surface area of a cylinder. We have two formulas. One for lateral, 2 pi RH, and one for total, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. That's a whole hunkin' hot mess. Okay? So surface area isn't hard, but it is a hot mess. So what's the difference between lateral surface area and total? Who remembers? Lateral versus total. What's the difference? One has something that the other doesn't have. Aaron?
Oh, one has a square and the other doesn't.
Okay, I'm not talking about the formula. I'm talking about in general. Total surface area has something that lateral surface area doesn't. It has more stuff. Alright, so we've forgotten because we slept. Alright, so this is the formula that we've used before. Total has this 2b and lateral doesn't. Why did total have the 2b?
Oh, two bases.
Two bases, right? So total surface area includes the bases. Lateral surface area doesn't include the bases. Alright, so we're just going to start with these two formulas. We'll start with total surface area and lateral. So 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. What all do we need? What all letters do you see up there? Pi. What else?
Your radius.
R. What else? H. So we're going to find R, pi, and H before we do anything else. Step 1. Fold your paper. Just a warning, Asia, I know you're a perfectionist. Today's a whole hot mess. I apologize in advance. I know you like your stuff nice and neat and lined up. I just don't think it's going to happen for you today. Okay, so before we do any of this mess, we're going to find what our radius equals, what pi equals, and the height. Is radius all the way across the circle or halfway across the circle? Halfway. So we have to be careful because sometimes they give us diameter. So how would we get from diameter to radius?
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2. Okay, so what do they give us here?
Your radius, 5.
Okay, halfway across the circle is our radius, so that's just 5. What do I always want you to use for pi?
3.14.
3.14. There is a pi button on your calculator. Don't use that. Not until next year. Don't use that. You'll get a rounding error because pi is slightly different. Don't use the pi button. Just use 3.14. Do what?
What is it?
It's over the little rooftop. Don't use that because you'll get a rounding error and that'll cause your decimals to be slightly off. So don't use that. Use 3.14.
What?
Oh, I see.
Don't use that. Use 3.14.
I know.
H. How far apart are the two circles? Your second circle's right here. How far apart are they? 8.
Also, cylinders are a little bit more easier than
I think so, except for the formulas are a whole hot mess. So, total surface area 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared.
that is too much.
Don't worry, you only have to write that one time
On every question.
on every question.
Oh my god.
Just once per.
Come on, Miss Harold, we gotta write it all at once.
Oh, I'm writing it all day today. Crimea River.
How many
We
questions?
should just write it on the top and then be done with it.
No. Alright. So we've got everything we need right here. So starts with a 2 times what is pi? 3.14 All right, I'm gonna slow down and make sure y'all catch up. Try to go with me. I'll try to go. If I go too fast, let me know, because I do not want to leave you today.
Oh, God, we missed it.
Yeah, today would have been a bad day to miss. 2 times pi times, what's the r, my radius?
5.
Times
8.
h, which is
You're
8. That's what you said. Did you say 8 or h?
8.
Yeah. So that's half of it.
Plus
Oh,
Plus.
my.
2
2
times 3.14
times pi
How many questions are we waiting for?
times 5
Oh, my.
squared.
Whew.
I think I just got it.
All right, so before you touch a calculator, make sure you have it all written out correctly. Did I lose anybody?
Is there even that many numbers up there? I have a question.
Is that the single
Okay, I know it's a whole mess,
R2?
but is there a single number that we put that you don't understand where we got it? Yes, ma'am.
Where did the H from?
The 2?
What does the H stand
That?
for? Right?
Yes.
Go up, over this way. Right there.
H?
No, it's different.
Keep going.
No, go back. Like the
You-
first part
The
of
R?
2 pi r h?
it. Like, so if it doesn't have anything, like that means it's times.
If there's nothing in between, yeah, 2 things that touch multiply. And give when 2 bunnies touch, they multiply. Don't tell your parents I said that.
I got 408.2.
Okay. So, guys, this is so long that the calculator's not going to be able to display it all at one time.
I know.
It'll give you like a little arrow. So we got 2 times pi times r times h plus 2 times pi times r squared.
I got lost.
Yeah.
2 times pi times r times h. Are you with me?
No. It's, I don't know if it's right. Is it 4 or 8 points?
Shh. I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
You with me, Madre? Plus 2 times pi times r squared. Right, and the calculator's like, hey, you went too far. But it's fine.
Plus, what? Oh my goodness.
Plus 2
Times
Pi.
3.14 times 5 squared.
Push it in there.
Times. Yeah.
5 squared.
I'm glad we ain't gonna do this in our head.
What?
I mean, on paper.
And
Do there people that can do this in their head?
I'm sure there are. 408.2.
Yeah, just for that small
So-
number.
408.2 yards surface area.
we did all of that just for this.
Yards squared.
Is that even the answer?
Guys, and this is your answer for total surface area.
Just
So there's more?
That is your answer just for total surface area.
They did.
Alright,
This is my
so
piece.
I know it was a lot. Was any of it hard?
Yes.
And then you want to write.
Yes.
You want us to
I got
write
an
that
error.
every single time.
Yes, ma'am. Just one time per problem. What am Andre?
I got an error.
You got an error.
Yeah.
Type it in again. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just saying I'm only going to write this once in the start. I'll write all my formulas on the very top. Done with it. And then go back and forth.
They're going to give you a formula sheet.
Wait, lateral easier?
Lateral is shorter. Lateral is shorter because it doesn't have those 2 bases. So lateral is just the first part, right? 2 pi RH. Lateral is just this first part.
Wait, so why can't we say you?
Why come what?
Why can't we use?
Use pi.
Yeah.
Because it'll give you a different answer, a different decimal. A slightly different decimal. So your answers will be slightly wrong.
Do we have a lot of
I don't expect you to get the paper done today.
How many questions are there? 10.
Let me see. Alright, so 2 pi RH is just this first part. Don't be shouty today.
the benefit of this paper?
2 people.
They're probably smart ones.
Well, they didn't ask as many random questions as y'all ask either, so they get done with the lesson faster.
So what you're saying is those are your favorite kids. No.
6th period is my favorite class. We've already discussed this. QR is my favorite student. Wait, I did discover
Yeah,
it.
we already discussed Aaron's your favorite.
You discovered it whenever we discussed it. Alright, 2 pi RH is 251.2 yards squared, and that's lateral surface area.
Do all teachers at least get one free period?
Theoretically.
There it is. So we don't have to write on the base and the volume.
We're not there yet. That was just surface area. Alright, so surface area is not difficult. It is a lot of little stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a lot of writing and a lot of little stuff, but it's not hard. You just gotta suck it up and do
I
it.
got lost.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
On the calculator.
Yeah, you just gotta be slow with it. Take it one piece at a time. So, volume.
A hot mess.
Volume is not a whole hot mess. So, what's our formula for volume? We've been doing it. What's our formula for volume? V equals what?
V equals
BH, right?
equals
BH. So it has that one little extra piece that we have to find.
Uh-oh.
What's that one little extra piece that we have to find?
That.
The B,
alright.
the base.
It would be.
Alright, so we need our formula sheet because we haven't done circles in a while. Okay, so remember your area, all this up here. If you don't have this highlighted with a big B next to it, you need to. Your big B comes from this section, these A equals. That's where big B comes from. It needs to be highlighted with that big B next to it.
Alright.
Yeah, well.
Where's that red?
I need a highlighter.
Using yellow marker.
You should have a brightly colored marker in there. Use it.
You want to use the blue? You want the blue?
There's an orange one in there. I see it.
I have a red one. That's not right.
It's, Alright, so what's the area formula for a circle? Mine's super crazy blurry, but you should be able to see yours. What's the area formula for a circle?
A equals pi r times.
Pi r squared. So today, our big B is going to be pi r squared. So before we can do volume, not only do we need this pi, this r, this h, we also need big B. So pi r h is for surface area, pi r h, big B for volume, right? We have to have big B. That is for surface area, with big B is for volume. We need big B.
How'd you get that way?
Big B,
Well, like, what is those numbers?
where?
I guess.
Base. B, pi r squared. You too busy digging for your marker. Big B comes from this section up here. We're dealing with circles, so it's pi times radius squared. That's the area of that circle, the area of our base. So what's the radius? So pi times radius squared.
There's gotta be a shortcut.
No.
70.
Pi times radius squared. 3.14 times 5 squared. What do we get?
70.
This is what we plug in for big B. Once you find that, to find your volume, all you have to do is take big B and multiply it by H. So we're taking our big B that we just found and multiplying it by our H. Big B times H. Yards cubed, volume is cubed.
Oh my god.
I know that was a lot, but was any piece of it hard?
No.
Not really. Big B is kind of hard because you have to remember that formula. It's a lot of little stuff to remember. None of it's hard. Right? It's just a lot of little stuff. So let's say that this can here is a can of green beans.
Why can't it be carrots?
Ew, who likes canned carrots?
Candy carrots?
Oh,
Y'all are weird.
you're
So we got a can of green beans. What piece of that can of green beans would the volume be?
The 628.
What's a can of green beans made up of? What's on the inside? Green beans. What's on the outside?
Metal.
Plastic.
So you've got tin foil that the can's made out of.
No, like the plastic.
And what else? What else is on the outside of a can of green beans? How do you know it's even green beans? It's got the label, right?
Yeah.
So it's either the green beans, the can itself, or the label. What part is volume?
The inside.
So the green beans itself. Total surface area. What part is that? Is it the can or the label?
The label.
Label doesn't include bases. Can does. Which one of these includes bases?
Total.
So this is your can. What makes this what?
The label.
Your label. All right. Ready to try another one?
You
Hey.
got it.
We're going to start by finding R pi H. Start there. The easy stuff. R pi H. Start by finding R, pi, and H. Stop. This goes all the way across.
You have to divide by 2.
So 12 divided by 2 is... So my radius is 6.
6.
Why is my radius not 12?
Because
Because
it's too radius.
diameter.
Yeah, 12 is the diameter. We just want halfway, not all the way. What is pi? And H.
Oh my god.
How did we do with just that piece? You on the wrong side.
I had it flipped inside out and I was right on the wrong
It's fine. Find this. Find the correct one.
one. All of it.
Find the correct one. Find the one you're supposed to be on.
I just get a new note.
Yep. I'll give you my note page whenever we're done. The one I already did. All the answers. I want you to find total surface area.
I don't like toast.
Me either. It's long and ugly. That's why we're going to get it out of the way first.
You should just go jump the person and just like make that thing up. Wanna go make a time travel?
cannot be shouting at Charlie today. Cannot be shouting at Charlie. Not today. It is recording. Look up and make sure you've got all of your numbers in the correct spots. What's the answer?
791.28.
Perfect. 791.28 feet squared. And that is total surface area. Okay, try to find lateral surface area. Remember, it's this first piece. What's the answer for lateral surface area? Perfect.
Square 65.2.
That's lateral surface area. So how are we on surface area? A little bit better than last time at least? Because this is really just all about making sure you get the numbers in the right spots. Okay, for volume, what extra piece do we need? To find,
B.
we need to find big B.
It's like against the name of math.
Yep. Or just formerly known as big B. So big B is pi r squared, because it's a circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. So try to find big B.
Is the paper per cylinder the same, same as all the other ones?
I'll explain the paper whenever we get there.
Probably the same.
Similar, very similar. So big B, 3.14 times 6 squared. What is it?
113.4.
Use your big B to find your volume. Volume is big B times H. Big B is 113.04 times, what's H?
15.
So then what's the volume?
1,000.
Was volume a little bit easier this time? I'm not saying it's easy yet, but just a little bit easier,
A little bit.
a little less confusing. Alright, so hold on. If we had a can of Pringles,
Uh-huh.
which part of this would be the entire outside of the can?
The surface area.
We have two different types of surface area.
Okay, the total surface.
Total surface area. Which part of this is the chips on the inside?
The volume.
Volume. And what about the Pringles label?
The lateral.
Lateral surface area. So y'all see the difference between the three?
Yeah.
Three different parts of that can. Alright.
One.
So on the next one, what do you think I'm going to ask you to start with?
Total surface area.
R pi h. Find R pi h and stop.
I like it.
It's going to be a decimal. That's going to be okay.
No, I mean, I'm tired of it. Maybe. I guess I could, shouldn't I?
Yeah, be careful. Distance can't be a negative, so we shouldn't have any negative numbers. So pi and height are the two easy ones. Pi is 3.14. The straight up and down is 40. What's the radius?
10.
Why is the radius not 21?
Because radius is half of the diameter.
Yeah, the 21's the diameter. We need half of that for the radius. How'd y'all do with that? Did that trick you? No? Go ahead and find total surface area and lateral surface area. I'll give you 2 minutes. That's those decimals make it a mess. Alright, that's a whole hot mess. So what was the total surface area? Total surface area, this long nasty one.
3,300.
Perfect. Meters squared. That's total surface area. How'd y'all do? Did I not give you enough time?
I didn't get this.
Type it in again. Make sure you didn't type anything in wrong. Did you check your numbers with mine to make sure you have all the numbers in the right spots? Type it in again and try that. What about lateral surface area?
2,637.6.
Alright, I'll give you 2 minutes. Find big B and your volume. Find big B and your volume. What's big B? Alright, that's nasty. So how do I use that to find my volume? Okay, my big B times it by my height. Well, that's not going to make it any better. What's the answer?
13,147.4
meters cubed.
Good grief. That's meters cubed, trust me.
Are we sure?
I'm sure.
2.
It's a 3. Where are we still confused? 13847.4.
Where'd you get? How'd you get 1348?
I wrote it down wrong. Thank you. 346.185.
That's just a lot of work.
I know it is. Yeah. That better. It's still not very good. Alright, let's go to the top right. Find R pi h in both surface areas. What's the radius?
2,
What's pi?
3.3,
And the height?
7.4.
So then what's the total surface area?
119.52 centimeters squared.
So just that first part will give you the lateral. Two times pi times r times h. And what is that?
94.2
And that's your lateral surface area. Finish the problem. Find big B and your volume. What's big B?
12.52.
So how do I use that big B to find my volume? Yeah, I plug it in and multiply my height. Big B times H. And what do you get?
94.2 centimeters cubed.
Bottom left. It's a net. Start off the same way. Find R, find pi, find H. I want you to get as far as you can. And we will check total surface area, lateral surface area, and volume whenever we get back from break.
You mentioned at lunch.
Am I going to sit on the steps in the cafeteria?
Yeah.
Alright, so I've got everything set up here. Let me plug it all in.
My earrings.
So what's the total surface area?
My earrings.
1,394.6
Why is it units?
Because there's no.
Anthony, why is it units?
Oh, because there's no label, like no inches or.
Because I forgot to type the label.
Yeah, she forgot.
TSR.
My bad. My bad. So what's the lateral surface area?
1,168.080.
How'd y'all do with those two?
Your meat is really bad.
Well, because you're already supposed to try these things.
I already got everything done. It got cold.
You want me to turn the arrow up?
Oh. Are we not supposed to do the other one?
What other one?
The one next to it is the same thing.
We're still on this one. So for volume, before I can touch the volume formula, what do I need to find?
Big B.
Big B. What is Big B?
Big B is 113.01
And what do I do with Big B?
times by height.
Big B times. Oof, writing is a struggle. There we go. Big B times H.
240 for 24 units squared.
Cubed. That mess. 3,504 and 24 hundredths units cubed. One more for the notes, guys. One more for the notes.
We're gonna die from.
Huh?
It's the whole cluster.
I messed up. My bad. Alright. On the next one, I want you to change the radius to 3 and the height to 10. On the next one, I want you to change the radius to 3 and the height to 10. We'll do it together so it doesn't take as long. So change that to 3 and that to 10. Before we do anything, what do we need to find?
Radius, pi, and height.
Radius, pi, and height. What is the radius? What's pi? Height?
10.
Lost my blue pen. I found it. What's the formula for total surface area?
2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared.
I'm screwing myself. It's a struggle today, guys. 2 times pi times our radius times our height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Good grief. Y'all's hands cramping yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine doing this every class period, so I don't want to hear it. Do what?
Still, thanks for your line off the
I shouldn't. I'm done. Get the podcast.
You should warn 7th and 8th period.
So what is total surface area? When you type all that mess in.
244.92.
Units squared. How is lateral surface area different?
Less work.
It is less work. It's a shorter formula. It does not include the what? The two bases. So it's just 2 pi RH. Two pi RH. What's the lateral surface area?
180.4 each group.
Aaron. Stop. Alright. So we good on surface area? It's a long hot mess, but it's not really hard. Let's go ahead and do volume. Before I can do volume, what do I need?
Your B.
Big B.
Big B. Big B is pi r squared because it's the area of a circle. So what is big B?
28.22.
I take that and I plug it in. So then what's the volume?
0.92.6 units.
Hopefully we did it right because I'm not doing any more.
Alright.
We have to be.
I've already
You
done
realize
it.
I'm on that too?
I do the work before I give it to you, so I'm already doing it. Do what?
You know I'm on that too?
50 minutes and 37, 38, 39 seconds. Fluids page 105.
See, this work is not easy. Like,
Update your table of contents and then grab an iPad. You will want an iPad, trust me, you will want the paper podcast. It's called Paper SA&V of Cylinders. I help you set everything up.
say it.
The podcast is not optional, you need headphones.